Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Kirby Show. I'm here with the ever so beautiful Sam, who was now well rested on his day off. And we have persevered after a cocktail hour and a raunchy Halloween on Sam's part.
Halloween sickness.
Yeah, that has put us back a couple of weeks. But, what does it really matter in the grand scheme of things when all you just want to do is talk to your butt about sports? Isn't that right, Sam?
It's right. We were still talking, but we're saving the best for now.
Exactly. You got to gear up.
Yeah.
Because...
shake the rust off.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, going forward, you should follow, and subscribe, as always. But we've got a beautiful show for you today. I'll get into a little bit about, football season is a great time, but it's also a very tough time for many of us. And I think we need to talk about that more. And that has to do a lot with the Kirby Fair show. But today, Sam, what do we got for us? What a season that the NFL is shaping up to be. It is wonky, but hope is back, just like I like it. Also, some major injuries shook up the league, but people are sneaking on back. And little trade deadline stuff. Honestly, we were going to talk about it last week. It got boring, so might throw in a little bit of stuff there. And then maybe a little MVP talk. We're almost halfway through the season, and it's looking pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Also, of course, as your resident LSU fan, we have to talk about LSU head coach Brian Kelly being fired, even though it felt a little stale. Of course, it keeps coming back as fresh and new because there are more and more developments every day. And I think we might have been able to crown catch of the year of an Illinois game. No, Indiana game.
Oh, yeah.
Sam, also, what else? Basketball.
We got basketball.
Here.
College
the Lakers
hoops are back.
Rocking.
So is
LSU fucking rocks too. Come on.
Yep, they're basketball school now.
Other than that, you're so right. Other than that, before we dig into, we got to get into honorable mentions / our news. Since we've been out for so long, take it back to the Las Vegas Aces took home their third WNBA championship in 4 seasons. Also, your girl, A'ja Wilson, won another MVP for the season. And obviously, we can clock it all the way back to probably July when I started to say, hey, Sam, I think we're making a case for A'ja Wilson.
We told everyone. We said, put money on it now.
Put money on it now. I was like, fees out. A'ja Wilson's cooking ever since that game that absolutely wrecked me, where the Lynx beat the Aces by 50 points. They lost, I think, twice since then. I think it was in the playoffs. So, look, it's nothing like a turnaround and Kirby calling them out, putting on the under distress list. But hey, also the Dodgers, epic.
The Dodgers,
7-game series against the Toronto Blue Jays. They took it home in quite the fashion.
Extra innings,
honestly. Yeah, that was a nice little series. I made sure to tune in because, as someone that talks about sports and, might potentially in some way in the future converse, you always have to be there and say, remember that 7-game series with the Dodgers back in 2025? So if you didn't watch the whole season, at least you got to watch the series, the final World Series, just to clock in and be able to have a minor conversation in 20 years.
That's
Lastly,
right. World champs, whole world.
Exactly. Seriously, Japan really won for LA this year.
They left out. Yeah.
Full circle there. And Nico Harrison's been fired this morning. Also,
as of an hour ago from us recording this,
there was I woke up and it said Nico Harrison to be fired in a meeting 20 minutes from now. I'm like, guys, you can't do that. That's not reporting. Just wait until he gets out of the goddamn meeting.
Well, it was what's crazy? Have you seen the NBA Centel Twitter account?
Mm-mm.
So it's this parody account because there's like an NBA Central account that like reports aggregates news and stuff. And then Centel like puts out, memes and stuff, or it's like, LeBron out, for 25 games with, I don't know, some made up injury. But he also, whoever's behind this account has like insider knowledge and like reports things like days before they happen. So like 2 days ago, they were just like, Nico Harrison expected to be fired. And it's like, is this like, like before Woj retired, like, is this just Woj's burner now? And he's dropping his secrets. But yeah, check it out.
I saw it was after, what are they called? The governor of the Mavs talked to a fan last night at the Mavs game who was wearing a Luka like Lakers jersey on the front row and was talking to him and said he took full responsibility for the trade. And then the next morning he fires Nico Harrison. And that's kind of funny because I was thinking a lot about where I'm going with these NBA essays about getting to, maybe working at Nike and then potentially the possibility of being a general manager one day. And I knew better than to reference Nico Harrison. And I'm glad I avoided that because he did it wrong and he is not someone to follow in the footsteps of.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Nico. But hey, it takes a woman to do it better. So we'll see. All right, where should we dive in? Let's get it over with the LSU stuff.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
I'll start with my good friend, Ben Nuclear Guy, as he is on my phone, is a major A&M fan, went there for school. We're talking decked out gear, has smoked cigars with the A&M logo pressed into it. And, we've been friends for about 2 or 3 years now. And so LSU had the upper hand for a while there. And this year, come the game, I obviously wasn't feeling pretty good about it because going in, I think we were 5-0. We just lost to Ole Miss. Devastating. And then had lost to Vanderbilt. And it wasn't looking good. And then we got blown out 25-49. Like truly the most couldn't watch it kind of game. And quickly after that, Brian Kelly was fired. After 3.5 seasons. We fell out of the top 25, which is literally the number one thing you cannot do in LSU football. School. Yeah. Program. You have to be in the top 25, especially now at the 12-team playoff, because it's been a while. It's been a while now since we've even been in the playoff, and
has it been since 2019? Your poster behind you,
my man Joe Burrow. But yeah, so it's been a kerfuffle ever since then. And honestly, non-Louisiana fashion, I feel like we usually keep things in house in a very rumors gets out, but we definitely never make I'm walking into the bathroom and Caroline's listening to her morning news podcast and they're talking about Jeff Landry talking about Brian Kelly being fired. That has never happened. We're talking liberal media podcast talking about Louisiana football. Do you know how that felt?
The merging of the worlds right there.
I felt idiotic that this was my team. That this was my home state. I'm terribly proud of it for many reasons that are, I like to separate out. We're a good community and culture. We have about every 8 years fine politics and about the other 8 truly horrible. But hey, now it's crossing into football because Jeff Landry, our governor, has decided to come out and roast former AD Scott Woodward, which low-key led to his firing. But Scott Woodward has had a history of making bad decisions with coaches and contracts, and then leading to a lot of money being left to pay these coaches, notably Texas A&M. He was in charge of the hiring of Jimbo Fisher, which led to a $76 million buyout after he was fired. And now there is a new issue with Brian Kelly where we will have to pay him $54 million. But some idiots down in Baton Rouge are trying to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yep, bringing out finest lawyers, whatever Kirby texted me today. She said there's no chance that the Louisiana lawyers have to get through that contract. Gave me a good chuckle, But hey, now once we get through the buyout, you get, the fun, exciting offseason of who are we going to hire to be the next coach. But just taking like a step back, it's going to be an interesting coaching carousel all around because you got LSU, Penn State, who fired James Franklin, kind of in another shocker. Auburn fired their coach. I think Florida did as well.
Billy Napier.
UCLA did after 3 games. So there's a lot of openings for kind of top spots for coaching.
3 SEC spots.
And Penn State, who should be.
Mississippi State fire their coach?
I don't know, actually.
They're probably hanging on. They said, you know what? We don't have the money to do this buyout, and no one's expecting us to be good anyway. So,
well, to kind of contrast Kirby's fan misery, who doesn't have a coaching opening right now is UNC with 6-time Super Bowl champion Bill Belichick.
And may God bless you.
I think, let me check their record. I know they have 4 wins and 6 losses at this point.
We have 5. Sorry.
Well, 2 of our wins were Charlotte and Richmond. So yeah, we're 4-5. Maybe we can make a bowl game. Probably not, but
Y'all not making a bowl game is disappointing.
Let's just say me and my friends were so hyped before the season even began. We're like, here it is. It's Chapel Bill. We went to the first game. We had this amazing first drive against TCU, culminated in a touchdown. And then after that touchdown, just the wheels have fallen off completely. TCU boat raced us. It was 45-10 in the end. We're like, all right, we're out of here in the fourth quarter. And, against Charlotte and Richmond, we looked all right. But then everyone else, it's been a bumpy road. But, at a certain point in the TCU game, I'm like, all right, this is what the season's going to be. So it hasn't been as depressing for me. I went to another game against UVA, who was ranked at the time. I think they're still ranked, but we brought UVA to overtime.
Hey.
And we went for the win, going for 2, and we're a yard short. So we lost by 1.
A yard short? That's pretty bad for going for 2.
Well, maybe half a yard, but
okay.
It was just the choice of going for 2 also because it's our defense has been locking in the second half. Why don't we just stop UVA again and score? So a little questioning there, but hey, now we just have all our in-state rivals to finish the season to try to make a bowl game, but we'll see.
I feel like kind of how players sit out the bowl games.
Yeah.
Bill might sit this one out and be like, you guys got it. I'm going to go lock in for next season.
Yeah.
Get my rest in. But at least national media, Bill Belichick has disappeared. People have stopped roasting UNC. It's not even worth it.
Yeah. It's all right.
And LSU just keeps coming back into the fold, unfortunately, with all of these dumb mistakes. And I know they aren't going to hire a New York lawyer nor a California lawyer, maybe a DC lawyer to come in and look at this contract. But it's basically looking like takesies backsies at the moment. Schoolyard games of, well, no, I didn't say that. And technically, no. And Brian Kelly has hired lawyers who I'm sure are from top Notre Dame law. So look, guys, we'll see how it plays out. Unless they call Caroline down there, I don't think it's going to be solved in LSU's favor. But, what can we do? Other news in college football. Yeah, Ohio State is number 1 again. Who even knows what's going on there? No offense to the Midwest, but who cares? Indiana, number 2. That's shocking.
Interesting.
Ever since last year, Indiana has been horrible at football. It's been known as a basketball state. But Kirk Cignetti, who said, Google me, one of the more iconic things you could possibly say, has turned the ship around. And I liked that he started, once James Franklin got fired at Penn State, people were saying, oh, maybe Kurt's going to come to Penn State. But instead, Kurt said, yeah, no, I'm going to try to recruit his guys over to Indiana. So that's the dog mentality. And I'm rooting for him, definitely over Ohio State. Lastly, the SEC is still around. So that's something. A&M, obviously good for them. They're back in the number 3 spot, followed by, Alabama's in there, Georgia's in there, and Ole Miss is in there. And lastly, Texas is pulling back pulling right back in at number 10. Arch sucked early in the season, but
it was looking bad.
We're back. And it looks like he does need another year in college football, which is depressing for the Saints prospects. And also Garrett Nussmeier has taken a reversal as well. So that definitely had to do a lot with my depression. But we'll see,
College football playoff, it's coming up sooner than you think.
It's sooner than you think, and this ESPN, YouTube TV thing, standoff is definitely a problem for my brother from another mother, William Casey, who only got YouTube TV to watch college football on ESPN.
That's awful.
But I am reaping the benefits because he signed in on my TV at home, and this is the first time I've ever benefited from William Casey using his adult money. So I'm very happy about that, and will never log out until I'm forced to.
Until you get that text, hey, we don't got enough screens to be watching right now.
I mean,
who's on the YouTube TV? That's a classic in the Bald family group chat.
I'm thinking maybe it's a little confused with the TV. I feel like the TV and the laptop and he doesn't have an iPad unlike me. So we're limited on screens at the moment, and hopefully it will not expand. Hopefully he doesn't go to someone else's house and it's like, oh, let me log in.
Yeah.
We're going to take a short break and get to NFL big boy football on the other side. Sam and audience, don't miss us too much.
Be right back.
Wait, did you hear that? I think it was your back telling you to get a new mattress. And look no further than your friendly local mattress firm and shop top brands at the best prices. Not sure what works best for you? Visit in-store to crawl around, lay down, and relax as you sink into the bed that fits your mind, body, and soul. They deliver and will even come pick it up if you don't like it after your 120-night sleep trial. Break out of beds in a box and find the next bed of your dreams at Mattress Firm.
And we're back.
Sam. We're back. And also it's time, I think, to welcome the NFL to the Kirby Ferris Show.
Yep.
First, are the Titans still playing ball?
Great question. Fired their coach. Haven't heard much about him since.
Kim Ward really went there to die. But hey, so we were supposed to record last week. Sam got wrecked by Halloween, and I had put together show notes, and the NFL header for last week was, long story short, football season is a bummer. Today, the headline has changed to football is back.
Let's go.
But I think we need to have a real conversation, Sam, about the reality of football depression. Mm-hmm. Some people are winter depressives. Some people are summer depressives. I am a football. I fall deep into depression during football season. And you might say, Kirby, that's really unfortunate.
It's really unfortunate.
Because you love football. And the answer is, yeah, it is really unfortunate. And it made me this year not want to do the podcast because it was such a bummer. So Sam even had to do a wellness check and was like, are you okay? You haven't wanted to record in a while. And I was like, actually, no. Thank you for noticing. But yeah, so, I mean, the reality is I take things very deeply. I feel very deeply. And one of the early injuries for me, which I get so excited for football season.
Oh, yeah.
You can hear my tone and voice if you go to the last episode from like 3 months ago, where we're on a high, everything you could possibly the Super Bowl is in the cards for every single team. Joe Burrow was back. I was just so ready for Joe Burrow to make a return.
Light it up. Be the guy I know he can be. And then he got hurt week 2 with a grade 3 turf toe. And apparently it's really bad because it also sat Brock Purdy out this entire season. Nice little turf toe. And that was the game. I put Gigi in her Joe Burrow jersey just for that Sunday. And then next thing you know, Joe Burrow's out and I wanted to burn it. I felt very bad about putting Gigi in that old jersey. Yeah. It felt like karma. But hey, so that was really depressing.
And then also the Saints were out of the conversation from the jump. We were really, really, really bad. Defense sucked. Offense sucked. Then we go to the Chiefs, my other team, lost too early, lost in Brazil to the Chargers. Then would they play the Eagles?
They did play the Eagles, yeah, at some point.
Won the next one, then maybe won the next one, then lost to Jacksonville on like the last play, which is incredibly depressing. And then you're like, man, are the Chiefs going to even make the playoffs?
Spoiler alert. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. But the answer is not yes. And then Lamar Jackson goes down in week 4. And I'm kind of just like, what is football at this point? What is there to even talk about?
Yeah.
The conversation really was at like week 5. We still don't know who's good yet. Yeah. And like, what the hell am I supposed to say on the Kirby Farrow show when all 3 of my teams suck? Joe Burrow's out, who was my lifeline. And also my fantasy team is the worst in the world because I drafted Joe Burrow, spent a lot of capital on that. And then look, the thing is, I played a game because we do this weird thing where we bet on people and it's not a snake draft, unfortunately. And so I was trying to hike up the price of Lad McConkey, even though it had 2 wide receivers. And then it was a good little bidding war going on. Back and forth, bidding war. And then I end up with Lad McConkey and 0 money left to get a good running back. And so it has ruined me this entire season, that stupid decision. Because what's even more unfortunate is that last year, if I had the same team I had last year, I'd be so good.
Yeah.
I'm always just like a year behind of choosing the players. I had Josh Shakeups and I had James Cook, who has scored a touchdown. Both of them have scored a touchdown like every single game. James Cook has been like the leader of the Bills. Also, the Bills are like low-key bad. Yeah. No one really knows. So yeah. Also, the Cowboys trade Micah Parsons like 2 days before the season starts to the Packers, which
Kirby
is kind of just like,
I thought she was pranking me. I'm like, hang on, I need to call my dad real quick.
So yeah, this has been a really, really, really hard past couple of 10 weeks. But Sam,
it's turning around.
It's turned around. And you want to know what brought me back?
Joe Flacco?
Okay, good guess. Good guess.
Close.
Because Joe Flacco was he was benched by the Browns. Traded to the Bengals in the division. So now Joe Flacco has played for every team in the AFC North except the Steelers and has played for, I think, about 40% of teams in the AFC. And he's been balling out for the Bengals. So like, that's great, but also the defense sucks. So it's like, whatever. But the real thing that has brought me back, Sam, is Drake May and the Patriots.
Oh,
because
let's go.
I texted Sam that Joe Burrow went down week 2. So I had to pick up another quarterback for my fantasy team. And I was like, should I go Drake May?
And obviously the UNC guy right here is going to say, yeah.
Yeah. So we went with Drake May. And it hasn't been a terrible thing for me because Drake May has been balling out year 2. And also, what really can get you is, obviously I live in Boston and all the local games are going to be the Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
These past couple of years, watching the Patriots has been absolutely miserable. Yep. But now when I check what's playing and it's the Patriots, I'm excited again.
Yeah.
Because I have Drake May to look forward to. And the Patriots actually are a good football team. Never did I think I'd be rooting for the Patriots, but here I am. And being able to root for the team that is on your 1 p.m. schedule every single week in your area and you actually care about it is life-changing.
Yeah.
It really is. It has brought my mood up at least back to middle. Most people have their hometown team. You know, I haven't gotten the Saints. I don't think I've watched the Saints game this year. I can't get them up here.
Oh, yeah.
They ruined Stream East, and I don't care. I check in, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
because I still love them. I still wear my jersey. I still wear my hat on Sundays. But I just can't do it. But the Patriots, who would have thought that the Patriots would be bringing me out of my funk, because the Chiefs suck a little bit and the Patriots are like freaking 8-2 right now.
Let's just say I was texting with my UNC friends yesterday, and we're joking now that Drake's like all the talk of the league. We're like, man, we like Drake way before all these other people. We had our 2 years of Drake watching him at UNC. So it's just fun to see him balling out. One of my friends joked that we were so early on Drake May that we showed up to watch his brother play basketball. That's just, how in we are on Drake May.
I mean, for surezies, that's how I ended up being a Cincinnati Bengal fan.
Yeah.
I am worried about the Bengals because of Joe Burrow. I was an OG. Before the Bengals were fans of Joe Burrow.
Hang on, really big hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
If Joe Burrow was like traded to another team, is it like you're done with the Bengals? Or is like Jamar Chase enough to keep you there? Or is it just wherever Joe's going, you're there? What if he's traded to the Jets this offseason?
Are you...
Hypothetical. I don't know. I don't have any sources.
Yes, would I be watching the Jets games? Yes. Would I still be... But it's like the Bengals, if the Bengals were in the playoffs, would I be rooting for the Bengals? Yes. That love isn't going to die that soon. But again, my hierarchy.
Yeah.
If they're playing the Chiefs without Joe Burrow, obviously I'm going to choose the Chiefs. If the Chiefs are playing against Joe Burrow, then, obviously the Bengals. Yeah. But no, if he went to the Jets, I think I would fold and fall into a ditch.
Well, I'll cross my fingers. I don't have any sources, listeners, so I was just...
No, you're not NBA Centel?
Centel, yeah.
Centel.
Yeah.
I have this line here that the NFL looks like it's 2007 again.
Yeah.
These past couple of years where there are certain teams on the top and there are certain teams on the bottom, or it's been reversed. Where
let's just read. Kirby has the projected standing, so let's take it back
for the playoffs.
Let's take it back to 2008 or whatever. I look at the AFC. Oh, Tom Brady and the Patriots, number 1. Hold on, that's Drake May. Okay, so who's number 2? Oh, Peyton Manning and the Colts. Hold on a second. That's Daniel Jones with the Colts.
Daniel Jones.
Broncos. Maybe that's Peyton Manning again. No, that's Bo Nix. Ravens. Oh, we got classic Joe Flacco. Hang on. He's been all around the AFC North. That's Lamar now. And it's just like it's like, man, I'm back in middle school checking, the NFL website, doing the playoff machine. And I'm seeing these same teams that I was looking at then. But it's the new looks for all these teams.
It's really crazy. The Ravens, the Ravens are in the top, but that's really because they're projected to win their division, even though they are 4-5 right now. These past couple of years, the Chiefs, the Bills, or the Ravens have won the AFC. They've gotten
division.
The number 1, or the Chiefs have won their division. Yeah, but now it's kind of just like, wait, the Broncos are going to win the AFC West instead of the Chiefs. The Patriots are going to win instead of the Bills. And the Ravens
Colts
are barely going to get into the top 4. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I mean, the NFC, just who cares? It's been a toss up for ever since the Saints went out. Look, who knows who's good there. And now especially
the Eagles again. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been the Eagles, the Rams.
Seahawks,
what the
Loki.
Lions snuck in there these past couple of years. I mean, now that the Packers have moved on from Aaron Rodgers, you're kind of like, what? They're back in it. Somehow the Panthers are in the hunt. You haven't seen that since
Crazy.
2012.
Since Cam Newton, yeah.
But somehow they're winning games, and you're like, the Panthers are every team's trap game. They go down to Charlotte, and they're like, what? Did we just get beat by the... I mean, you know that well. The Packers got beat pretty bad by... not bad, but in
I wasn't even
really
surprised.
disgusting fashion.
I knew it was a trap game.
What was
It
the one
was.
you went to? You went to the one in
Browns,
Chicago?
week
The
3.
Browns. You went to Cleveland. Did you go to Cleveland?
Yeah.
Okay, you went to Cleveland
Flew
instead
up
of Green
for it.
Bay.
Crazy trip just to watch them lose. But,
Look, at least it's not. I think the only good thing about the Saints is that I never expect them to win. And every
So when
time
they
they do
do
win, I'm like, okay. It's not like I even get a little bit of hope that we're going to make a run for it.
Tyler Shucks hucking it.
Yeah, I mean, bless his heart. I hope. He posted something this morning, and in my head, I thought, I hate you. Like, he was like, reason for going out of town? Business trip. I'm like, bro, I'm so glad you got your first win against the Panthers. I really am.
Oh my god.
I really, really am. But no one's rooting for you. And I really look forward to the point where you change my mind about that, Tyler. I really am.
Maybe he'll play so well that he can get into the MVP conversation. Or maybe I just said that as a segue. Tyler Shuck.
I was like, did I just black out for the past 3 minutes that we're talking about the MVP conversation?
No. Tell us who the real MVP candidates are, Kirby.
Drake May. He's
May?
up there. He has the
He's up
best
there.
odds at the moment in his second year.
Crazy.
Followed
I
by
love that,
Matthew
though.
Stafford, who has chronically had a back injury for the past 3 years.
His back injury.
To the point that his wife had to come on some podcast or her own podcast. I feel like she made just to say that get off Matthew Stafford's back and stop being mean to him. But he's been ripping it. 3 to 4
Taylor?
touchdowns, a game. Oddly enough, he's also my backup quarterback on my fantasy. And so I'm kind of like, do I put Matthew Stafford in over Drake May? What are we
She's
doing
a good
here?
QB evaluator.
Yeah. Unfortunately. But what's interesting with Matthew Stafford is that he's simultaneously this season fighting for an MVP and also making a Hall of Fame case because he's had a good career. But I think obviously the dinks in Detroit for a while there, and he was good there, but not a winner. And he's gone to LA, won a Super Bowl, etc. But he's never been flashy. So I think if he won this MVP, he might get in second ballot, which will be great for him. He's really worked for it. He's always been an all-American gunslinger kind of guy. And I think he deserves it. And his wife would be rather happy about it as well.
Happy wife, happy life. Ain't that right, Matt? Also, we got Jonathan Taylor, who, MVP never goes to a running back, or at least it hasn't since 2008. But Jonathan Taylor's trying to make the case.
I think he's the fourth best odds behind Patrick Mahomes. Because the light show is back, guys. But we're still losing. But the light show is back.
Jonathan Taylor, he's going crazy. He's had 4 or 5 3-touchdown games this season.
I think he ran for 200 yards last week.
Yeah.
233.
He scored 50 points in fantasy this week. And, in 2 leagues, I'm up against him. So kind of rough week there. But I don't know. If they didn't give Saquon the MVP last year, what does Jonathan have to do this year to even have a chance?
I mean, right now he's on pace
to break the records, right?
To break the record. Right now he's past Saquon from last year. But you never know. Joe Burrow could sneak in there. He is, guys, he is still on IR. So that's the injury reserve. So once you're taking, once you're taken
you're
off
designated
IR,
to return. Yeah. You have 4 weeks once you're designated.
4 weeks. And he was back in practice yesterday, guys. So he has 4 weeks, hopefully, aiming for, coming back after Thanksgiving. But the thing is, the Bengals have no hope of making the playoffs. So it's do we put him back in there or let him rest? What do we do? Joe Flacco is slinging it, but the defense is really, really, really bad. They the offense put up, what was it, a 17-point comeback against the Bears?
Oh, yeah. And then
with 30 seconds left, they were up by a touchdown. And the defense let them score. They just needed one stop. And literally the offense, which never happens, comes off the field in the locker room is saying, the defense just needed one stop. Do your job. And once you lost that, you have no chance of coming back from that once your offense is mad at the defense. And Joe Flacco's in there just sling it. Like, he just does his job. That's what Joe Flacco does.
Does his job, which is to throw it to Jamar Chase 20 times a game.
Look, hey, T. Higgins is sneaking in there. But yeah, guys, football's starting to look up. I'm excited to not be horribly depressed anymore. I look forward to Sundays. Sometimes the Thursday and Monday night sucks.
Sometimes.
But look, it's bad when you don't want to watch Sunday night football. And that's where we've been at these past few weeks.
Yeah.
Because so many teams suck and so many teams you aren't invested in are good. And so many teams are like, like the Bills-Chiefs game. I was like, and my dad's talking shit on the phone, but he had just bought me new tires, so I really couldn't say anything. And I'm talking, he's like a sore winner. Like, what did I tell you? They should move on from Patrick Mahomes early. And I'm like, are you kidding? Coming at me when I'm down, and now the Chiefs are like low key in looking at seventh place in the playoffs. Come on,
That'd be
Dad.
Pretty crazy for them to move on at this point. I feel like they can still get, 10 years or whatever.
He's just being an asshole after because he's a Bills fan, which I set him up to be. So you're welcome.
Wow.
But it is coming back to bite me for some reason. But we'll see in the end, Dad.
Still got half a season.
The Bills always beat the Chiefs in the regular season, but comes around. What comes around comes around.
Goes around.
What goes around comes around, Dad. So what else? We can talk a little bit of college basketball. Do you want to say anything before we head out?
So we also have college basketball has returned. Looking on the boys' side of things, we got Houston, Purdue, UConn, Duke, and Arizona in the top 5 of the poll. So kind of the regulars there from last season. Arizona, though, they're moving up. And hey, North Carolina's back. They have a really good freshman. Could be one of the best players in the nation. Caleb Wilson went last Friday to Kansas at UNC, top 25 matchup.
Yep.
And we were down 8 at half, but we came back. We smoked them, won by like 13 in the second half. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, honestly, it's just getting started. There'll be more basketball as things are getting heated up, It's not March yet, but if you like it, tune in if you can. If you don't have YouTube TV, if you do, just got to wait for the mouse to be nice to YouTube and let us have ESPN back.
But in the meantime, LSU women's basketball is cooking. We have a squad this year. 0 gaps. Our first game, obviously, it's a layup game. 12 girls entered came on the court. 12 girls scored. Do you know how rare that is?
That's pretty rare. That's like almost the whole team.
Yeah. Everyone who went in had an offensive impact, and that's going to take you deep into the playoffs. And we have one girl, Grace Knox, who looks like a dog, who is a freshman. Like, she looks like if you, like, the enforcer, like Draymond Green shows up, and she's a freshman. Obviously Flage is killing it. We got some shooters. Michaela Williams is maybe she's a junior now. She's a shooter coming to her own. Kim Mulkey's got these girls ready to go. Day one, I'm excited. It's looking like maybe the second championship for LSU this year. South Carolina, obviously looking good. UConn looking good, but maybe I'll go ahead and buy my tickets to Phoenix and watch my girls ball out in the...
That'd be a fun one. Final Four.
In the Final Four. Guys, it's cooking. LSU sports has something to look forward to. Who knows where we're going to get as coach? It's not looking like a great position right now, but we'll definitely maybe keep you updated on what's going on, at least in LSU basketball. You can check out the Instagram because I will be posting. Yeah, Joe Burrow looks happy again. I'm happy again. Sam, how are you? Let's do a check-in before we dip.
Doing pretty happy. I got my UNC basketball back, so that's keeping the sports, happiness up there for me.
Yeah, doesn't matter if the Packers suck.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter if the Saints
Bill
suck.
Belichick.
I have a beautiful girlfriend, an okay dog who provides happiness here and there, but has recently been taking up way too much space in the bed, where she has never slept in the bed ever
Spread
before.
out. Yeah. That's how they
so
get
I'm not
you.
sleeping well, but other than that, we're grooving over here. And as always, we're back.
We're back.
Thank you guys for listening. Sam, thank you for taking the time as your sickness is starting to ebb and your thighs come back from CrossFit.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see
exactly.
if they do. Yeah.
All right, guys. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Go on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you can find us. Go ahead, give us a like, a comment, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
See ya.